What is up, guys? We are back. Finally getting back into a regularly scheduled workout routine. The last probably last 6 to 8 weeks has been pretty rough. Trying to roll out the NuFit line, trying to get all of our programs lined up, uploaded, everything going, functioning like it should, everything connecting like it should, all the back end stuff, all the training modules, all the cooking modules, pretty much everything over the last 6 to 8 weeks has been a ton of work going into getting NuFit launched and ready to roll. Still rolling out through this week, I think, to try to get everything going and launched. So hopefully by the end of this week we should be launched and just putting out quite a bit of content. We've got some nice whiteboard video ads I think you guys will like. Be pretty comical, at least anyway, so check them out. We should be getting them rolling out here either the end of this week or first part of next. So yeah, stay tuned. We are ready to roll. So like I said, 6 to 8 weeks we've been kind of building that out. I've still been building homes. So yeah, trying to run 4 different types of businesses and keep everything together has been a struggle for sure. So I haven't been on a regular workout schedule, meal schedule, kind of been sporadic with my meals, been sporadic with my cardio, definitely been sporadic with the weight training. So I have been trying to manage to get at least 3 or 4 good days a week in, but even at that point, some of the training sessions haven't been as intense as I'd like. So yeah, this week I think we're finally going to get back to a full, regularly scheduled program and try to get in here and kick some ass and try to lose a little bit of the chub that we gained for the 6 to 8 weeks of trying to roll these modules and everything out for NuFit. So let's get back into it, crank some shit out. Trying to start everything out here too a little bit heavier weight, trying to get back into a little bit more heavier training sessions right now. Just time wise I can kind of work through them a little bit quicker going heavier weight with lower reps on these, so I'm able to get in, workout in about 30 to 35 minutes on most of these muscle groups, with the exception of back and legs obviously. But yeah, right now just trying to get back consistently. I haven't trained heavy for a while, so I'm trying to kind of build that up a little bit more. I've kind of just been doing a lot of huge volume type training, moderate weight, so I'm kind of looking forward to, after taking 6 weeks of not being too steady, I'm hoping that joints have kind of healed up a little bit, hoping I can push a little bit heavier weight and start growing a little bit. So definitely not anywhere near as strong as I need to be right now, but or at least as strong as I should be. But that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to start training a little heavier. Hopefully here about April I'd like to start doing a little bit more functional training with some strongman implements in, do some heavy farmer carry. Maybe start adding in some tire flips to maybe a tire flip farmer farmer walk medley or something to kind of crank up some intensity. I always liked farmer's walk. I always really liked for my core. When I started doing them pretty consistently, it definitely helped stabilize my core, stabilize my back, my low back that I always have kind of some issues with. So I like that, and it definitely leaned out my midsection, the love handles, the lower abs. They shrank up quite a bit doing farmer carry on a consistent basis. So really looking forward to jumping into that type of training again. I haven't done it for a couple of years. Last year I kind of did some lighter weight farmer carry, so I'm really kind of getting the bug again to start doing a little bit more strongman training. Obviously not trying to go up to 270, 280 pounds like I used to be. Trying to stay lean and just see where I can go, being probably as lean as I've been for quite a while. See kind of where I can get with the leaner physique rather than the traditional strongman physique. So kind of looking forward to getting that extra stronger movements in, and to see what I can do. See what I can do at about 205 pounds rather than 270. So be kind of interesting. And so like I said, jumping back into this heavier training sessions, I think going to kind of gear me up over the next couple months so that when we get into April and it starts drying out and quitting being muddy, I can get outside and start doing some of these strongman training sessions and see if we can kick ass on them like we used to back in the day when I was mid-20s, early 30s. If I turn my hat around the other way, I won't look like such a dumbass trying to do these lifts with the hat flipped back on the seat. So even though I am trying to go heavy, I'm still trying to stay slow movements. Definitely slow eccentric movements for sure. Almost similar to a negative. I like any kind of press movement, like an overhead shoulder press or bench press or incline bench press. I like doing a really slow targeted negative, and I even try to control it on the way up. I'll do a little bit of an explosive off the bottom. I'll go a little bit more explosive just to kind of get it off that bottom. But I still like going through the range of motion, you know, on the eccentric and concentric. I like going a little bit slower. I feel it just gets more activation into the muscle groups that I'm working, and I can really kind of, especially on that eccentric, I can really just focus on the muscle group that I'm working. So with these, I can really just kind of isolate the pecs. I can kind of focus more on that downward eccentric movement. I can focus on taking the shoulders out of the lift and just really focusing on my attention on the pecs when I go through a slower range of motion like that. So try that out. Hopefully that's maybe a quick tip that can kind of help you. I think I do find too doing that. When you do get more into pushing for strength and wanting to do more of that explosive movement, I think if you can be more controlled, I think whenever you jump into that more explosive movement for, say, like a powerlifting meet or whatever you're trying to do with, you know, your strength goals or whatnot, I think it definitely adds, you know, to that 1 rep max on the back end, being able to do maybe not quite as much weight as you would normally do if you could do it more explosively, but being able to control it. Maybe you have to go a little bit lighter, but get an extra rep or two in there. I think it just really adds to, when you get over there into them explosive movements, that it just adds a little bit more weight to that 1 rep max. At least that's what I found anyway. So try it out, rather than just going explosive all the time for like these powerlifting moves. Slow it down and try that for a month, you know, maybe a little bit. Go down, drop your weight 5% and be more in control versus just focusing on exploding through the movement. And I think you'll find, you know, your 1 rep max jump 20, 30 pounds over that month's time if you can do that. Also do a suicide grip kind of on this. I don't know what you guys call it, that's what I call it, where you don't have your thumbs wrapped around the bar, your thumbs wrapped around the back side of the bar. I don't know if I would recommend it to you, especially if you're just starting out, but that is the way that I prefer doing most of my presses, especially like any kind of a bench press with a barbell. I find I can really set the weight deep into my palms doing it that way. You definitely got to be careful. You definitely have to have strong wrist, strong grip strength to work this movement, and then good balance as well, because last thing you want is that thing roll forward and then come out of your hands and come down and crush you. So anyway, that's the grip that I prefer. So I don't know if you can see it in some of these videos. You may be able to see it, you may not. But anyway, if you do see it, that's why I do what I do, is so I can set it down deeper in my palm and get more of a good press, I guess, on that. I think it gives me a better pressing power, not having to sit it up higher in my palms. I can sit it down lower. So anyway, try it out, don't try it out. I probably wouldn't recommend it if you're starting out. If you've been in this for 5, 6+ years, I've been in this 25 years, so I know what I'm capable of and not capable of, and I know, you know, where to push the limits and where not to push. So, and you kind of only figure that out over time. And it's not something that you just jump into and are like, hey, I got my shit figured out. It's a process for sure. So anyway, I'm giving you kind of my tip on how I like to press. Like I said, I would definitely be careful with that if you're starting out. If you've been in this for a while and have been training, something that you might want to switch to and just try, see if you like it. Definitely tell my right arm's still a little weaker than my left with that last press. So still trying to kind of get the shoulders moving. I don't have so much impingements directly in the shoulders anymore, but a lot of my stuff is tying up into the scapula and that upper right trap. So I get it kind of bouncing back between my left and right now, but mainly it likes to bind up on that right trap, that upper to mid trap, and into the rhomboid there and scapula. So been trying to do some therapy, try to get that freed up. Managed to get it freed up for a day or two, and then it gets right back into being tied up again. So gonna work through it, do what we can. I hope I can get it figured out, because I'd like to start doing some heavy overhead presses again, which I haven't been able to do for about 5 or 6 years now. So I think probably about 185 pounds is the most that I've been able to do overhead for the last 4 to 5, 6 years probably. So I'd like to be able to work up at least into the 225s over my head. So we'll see how it goes. It's a little frustrating when you're used to being able to put about 300 pounds over your head, log press or axle press, and you come into the gym and I can't do 135 pounds sometimes is a struggle. So yeah, try to get this freed up and hopefully start moving some weight overhead. Alright guys, we did incline barbell press. Gonna do one more set of incline dumbbells here. Gonna move over to probably do some cable crossovers here, and we're gonna finish up on this seated press machine that I have. Probably finish up there. I was going to do some landmine presses. I don't think I'm going to have time to jump into that and get that all set up today, so I'm going to do one more set here. We'll do a couple, 3 or 4 sets of some cable crossovers from the top pulley. Get them in, and then we'll do probably 3 or 4 sets of this seated bench press machine that I have over here. So call that a day. Got our new temporary gym all kind of finished out. Got a couple different kinds of, started out with all the corrugated metal. I wanted to give it kind of that industrial feel. It looked pretty damn cool. But then when you go to film, it's so shiny that it's like all the lights, all the glare, everything's bouncing off of it like a damn mirror. So we ended up taking out some sections of that and putting in this black brick backdrop that I think kind of soaks up a lot of that glare and a lot of that shiny reflective light. So you guys will have to let us know what you think. Kind of temporary right now until we can build the bigger facility, but got most all the equipment we need. There's still, I don't know, 5 or 6 pieces of equipment that I'd like to get my hands on. I just don't have any room. We actually have a couple pieces of equipment that we took out of here just to put in storage, just because I don't have the room to do what I need to do right now. So like I said, hopefully we can get the bigger facility built here within the next 8-9 months and get everything kind of transferred over into that. And yeah, at that point, hopefully we got a full-fledged training facility that's pretty badass. Alright guys, so angles on these. Play around with a bunch of different angles. You can see on that first set, has a little heavy for me to try to balance everything. It was counteracting my weight. Had enough weight that it was trying to pull me back and I couldn't really get up over it. So anyway, you get the split leg to kind of help counteract that and balance it. But you can see I was really leaned into it. That's going to, on that deep lean, it's going to activate your pecs a little bit different than like that last set where I'm kind of more straight up. Got a slight lean, but my head's up, my shoulders are back, and I'm up in this motion. That's going to, they're both going to activate the pecs just a little bit different. So angles is the key to getting in the gym and weight training, okay? So if you're new to this, I can't stress this enough. Different ranges of motion, different angles, and if you can learn this early on, if you can get in there and you can learn this stuff early on, you're going to be light years ahead of everybody, okay? Like, you can definitely get in there and you can manipulate these exercises to your advantage, and you can get in there and you can fast track your results by doing that. But you have to know your body, you have to know what you're doing, you have to know why you're doing it, and you have to know which little minor tweak and modification that you're doing, what it's specifically doing, okay? And that does take some time. You can, join us. I try to teach you little tips and stuff here and there. You can grab one of our programs. We've got some training programs that go anywhere from, $7 quick tip training programs to, $1,500 to $2,000 custom done meal plans, cardio plans, workout plans. We'll give you a full 15, 16 week prep that's basically done for you to just jump in and start doing. And we give you tutorial videos, whiteboard videos, along with some real-time training tips and secrets that kind of goes more into depth as to each little modification and manipulation on these. But definitely learn as quick as you can that angles and range of motion play a huge part in muscle development, and it's just really understanding why you're doing what you're doing to be able to put it into your advantage. What angle's better than the other? All of them are good. Do every fucking one of them. They're all meaningful, they're all purposeful, and the more angles you can hit a muscle group from, the bigger, the rounder, the fuller it's going to be. So just little minor tweaks that you wouldn't think would be noticeable. And I can tell you this in like real time too, like with construction, you can be a concrete guy and have a plumber look at you and be like, man, that's the hardest damn job in the world. Like, I'd never be a concrete guy, right? You guys beat the hell out of your body. But then as a concrete guy, you can go plumb a house or do case and base or do some framing, and in that 4, 5, 6 hours that you've gone over here and done some plumbing or done some framing, you're gonna wake up the next day and be like, holy shit, I am sore. And it's like, yeah, because you're used to doing the concrete. The concrete doesn't faze you. You've done that for 5, 6, 7 years in a row, and you're used to all of that wear and tear that comes with concrete. But even though it's construction, and even though it looks like an easier trade, you're doing different movements in these other trades. So plumbing has different movements than concrete does. Framing, you're up and down ladders. You don't do that so much in concrete. Sometimes, but for the most part, you're up and down ladders all day long while you're framing. That working a completely different group of muscles and a completely different style of work than the concrete is. So you can go from doing probably the most extreme of the construction trades, which is concrete construction, to doing finish work, which appears to be one of the lighter weight movement construction trades. And going from there to here, this is going to kick your ass because you're not used to it. So different types of movement, different types of training is going to work the same muscle groups in different ways, if that makes any sense. I'm hoping it does. Some of you who get it. Other people might take you a little longer to catch on, but when you get it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, shit, yes, now I get what the hell he's saying. This way versus pull across this way. Changing the angle of the elbow. Be a higher, wider elbow versus a tighter elbow line. It's going to play a huge part in which spot you want to pet. Alright guys, do 2 more sets of these and we're going to call that a workout for the day. Glad you guys are tuning in, checking out the show. Hopefully we're going to start filming some podcasts this week, kind of throw out some ideas on topics you want us to talk about. I don't specifically want to be on the YouTube channel. I don't want to just be health and fitness. Like, I want to be pretty well rounded, like current events, some topics that you guys have. Obviously I want to answer, any of your health, nutrition, fitness, workout questions that you have, but also, just because you are a dumb meathead doesn't mean that you can't have world views or opinions on things that actually matter. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yes, being fit has its advantages. Being healthy definitely has its advantages, but there's other things going on in the world that you guys live in that's, pretty important that I think a lot of people overlook and kind of get caught up with gossip and bullshit. And is this dude taking steroids? Is this dude not taking steroids? Is he natty? Is he not natty? Is he... why don't he just come clean? Why not this? Why not that? This guy's a moron. This guy doesn't believe in this. Just, you know what I mean? Like the never-ending array of gossip and bullshit is just never-ending, And I don't want to be putting podcasts out. I don't want to be putting content on YouTube. I would like to do some comments or some reactions to certain things that, maybe I kind of have a good opinion on or a strong opinion on, but I definitely don't want to just have the gossip column. I mean, the gossip column's easy. Anybody can throw out gossip column shit. It's right in front of you. You don't even have to come up with the content. You just come on there and you hearsay stuff and kind of pick a side and go with it. And, at the end of the day, it's the easiest content to come up with. Like, I like more original content. Everything that I post on YouTube, everything that I post on Facebook, Twitter, everything's original content. 99% of all the content that I put out is content that I've come up with thinking through in my head. So, you know, that's the challenging part, is actually coming up with new content and trying to put words and make sense of it. And it's challenging and it's rewarding in the sense that nobody can take that from you, right? Like, that's something that you have created that's unique and that's your own, and that is kind of your own views and the way you interpret at least the information that you get relayed into you, to be able to interpret that from your own views, rather than just to go on a weekly YouTube channel and be like, oh, this week I want to see if this movie star is actually on steroids, which he's never going to fucking tell you one way or the other to begin with. You're just going to speculate. You're going to fucking stir the pot, and that's basically all you fucking do. So that's not the kind of content that I want to create. I want to create stuff that you guys can use that's valuable. I don't want to use shit that's, what the fuck are you going to do with the information as to whether or not the Liver King's fucking natural or not? Not a fucking thing. You're not going to do a goddamn thing with it. It's not going to benefit you one fucking bit, okay? So the way I look at it is, I want to put out content that's going to benefit you, that is going to enlighten you, or at least, if nothing else, give you a third option view or perspective to think about as an option, if nothing else. So like the channel, don't like the channel, I don't know, you might hate everything that we talk about. If nothing else, you're gonna get a few laughs, you're gonna get a third perspective as to, at least into my intricate thoughts on how I view certain aspects of life. So yeah, nothing's off limits to me. So if you have a topic you want to talk about, I don't fucking care what it is, I'll talk about it. I'll give you my opinion, whether you like it or whether you don't. So, like I said, nothing's off limits to me. I interpret whatever information that I get into my own thoughts. So, you know, sometimes they're pretty unique. Sometimes they're pretty standardized, but I would say 9 out of 10 times they're pretty unique, and I give you at least a well thought out third option to consider, rather than the same old left side, right side type bullshit. So anyway, like the channel, let us know what you like to see, what kind of content you'd like to see, and check out some of our programs. Like I said, we got introductory programs that start out at like $7, so we can throw you into a quick circuit training program for you ladies. We can throw you into a intense cardio session program. We can put together a 1-week strength training program for you in the gym for like $7 to $10. Try it out, see if you like it. It's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, so it's not going to leave a long withstanding effect on your bank account. Check them out, they're there. If you like them, we can move forward with some more customized programs, get you into like an actual training program that's, you know, a 15-20 week program that's pretty much just a done for you meal plan, done for you cardio programs, done for you training sessions. All you have to do is open your email every week, pull out your training plans, pull out your meal plans, and just do it. That's it. So we build it for you. All you have to do, we take all the thinking out of it, we put all the thought process, all the hard work into our hands, take it out of yours, and then all you have to do is implement it. And as long as you can implement it, you're going to see huge results. right, guys, that wraps it up. Go kick some fucking ass, and we'll see you next time.